The dojo was alive with the sound of shouts, the thud of kicks, and the rhythm of ambition. It was the kind of place where dreams were built, and sometimes egos were too. Among the students, none stood taller than Jake Turner, a national karate champion, a third-degree black belt, and the self-proclaimed star of the dojo. He loved the way everyone looked at him, with admiration, fear, or envy. On a crisp Thursday evening, a new face appeared. A girl, small, skinny, maybe 16 at most. Her jeans were torn at the knee, her sneakers mismatched, and her t-shirt was faded and oversized. She carried an old, beaten-up broom. It was clear she wasn't here to train. She moved to the far corner of the dojo and began sweeping, her head down, silent. Her name, they would later learn, was Maya. Jake noticed her almost immediately. And of course, he couldn't resist. "Hey," he called out across the mats, loud enough for the whole class to hear. "You missed a spot, broom girl." A few students chuckled. Maya paused, glanced up for a brief second, then went back to sweeping. Jake smirked. "What's the matter? Can't even take a joke. You know this is a dojo, right? For fighters. Not for," he looked her up and down with disdain, "whatever you are." The laughter grew louder this time. The dojo's owner, Sensei Robinson, stepped in. "That's enough, Jake." But Jake just grinned. He liked being untouchable. For the next few days, Maya kept coming. Always sweeping, always silent, always ignored by most, but not by Jake. Every chance he got, he mocked her. "Hey, broom master. Maybe one day you can clean my trophies. Careful with that broom, wouldn't want you to hurt yourself." Maya never responded. Not with anger, not with embarrassment. Just silence. The challenge. One Friday evening, Sensei Robinson gathered everyone. "Tomorrow," he announced, "we'll have an open sparring session. Anyone can challenge anyone. It's an exercise in humility and courage." Jake grinned. He loved these events, mostly because they gave him an excuse to show off. As everyone trained, Jake's eyes drifted toward Maya in the corner, wiping down the benches. An idea struck him, cruel, but entertaining. "Sensei," Jake called out loudly, "I have a special challenge for tomorrow. Let's give Broom Girl here a chance to prove herself. What do you say, Maya? Want to step on the mat for once instead of cleaning it?" The room fell silent. Even the other students looked uncomfortable. But Maya didn't flinch. She just looked at Jake with those calm, dark eyes and said softly, "If Sensei allows it." Sensei Robinson raised an eyebrow. "Are you sure, Maya?" She nodded. Jake laughed. "This is going to be fun." The match everyone came to see. The next evening, the dojo was packed. Word had spread, the janitor girl was going to fight Jake Turner. Jake strutted onto the mat, every inch the champion, stretching, bouncing lightly on his feet. Maya, in contrast, looked almost fragile in her plain black sweatpants and blue hoodie. No gear, no bravado. Just calm. "Don't worry," Jake said with a smirk, "I'll go easy on you." Maya said nothing. The bell rang. Jake lunged forward, throwing a quick jab. But before he could blink, Maya wasn't there. She'd sidestepped with a smoothness that looked almost effortless. Jake frowned. Lucky move. He came at her again, this time with a flurry of punches. She dodged them all. Not with speed, but with precision, like she knew exactly what he would do before he did it. The students began to murmur. This wasn't luck. Jake, growing frustrated, launched a high kick, one of his signature moves. In one fluid motion, Maya stepped inside his guard, tapped his supporting leg, and the mighty black belt was on the mat, staring at the ceiling. Gasps filled the dojo. Jake scrambled to his feet, his face red. "You got lucky," he growled and charged again. This time, Maya didn't dodge. She calmly intercepted his arm, twisted his wrist with surgical precision, and locked him in place. He winced in pain, unable to move. And just like that, she let go and stepped back. It was over. The truth. The room went silent. Jake stood frozen, his chest heaving, his pride shattered. What are you?" he managed to say. Maya bowed slightly. "Once," she said softly, "I trained. But life had other plans." Sensei Robinson stepped forward, smiling. "You all know Maya as the girl who cleans the dojo. What you don't know is that she's a former state champion, a prodigy who once trained for the national team. But her family faced hardship, and she gave up everything to care for them. She came here for work, not glory." Jake's stomach dropped. All those days mocking her, and she had humbled him without so much as raising her voice. Slowly, Jake bowed deeply. I'm sorry," he said, his voice breaking. Maya returned the bow, her face calm. "Strength," she said softly, "isn't in mocking others. It's in lifting them up." The lesson. That night became a story everyone told, not because a poor janitor girl had beaten a black belt, but because a quiet fighter taught an arrogant champion what true strength really means. In the weeks that followed, Jake changed. He trained harder, but with humility. He apologized to the people he'd belittled. And more than anyone, he sought guidance from Maya, who never bragged, never gloated, and never stopped working quietly in the background. Whenever new students joined, Jake would tell them, "The greatest fight I ever had wasn't one I won. It was the one I lost, to a girl with a broom, who taught me that being strong isn't about defeating others. It's about respecting them. Because sometimes, the strongest person in the room isn't the loudest, the flashiest, or the one with the title. It's the one with quiet dignity, and the courage to rise when no one expects them to."